Hey internets, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and this is Scribes and Scrolls. This is Book 7, Under a Red Moon, Chapter 71, Dark Waters Rising. And contrary to what that opening title sequence said, this is not a Dungeons & Dragons campaign. This is an epic fantasy adventure using Pathfinder 2nd edition rule set. I will fix that before I put the VOD up. I don't know what happened to my intro file. Anyway, welcome. As you can tell, we are without our beloved cavern elf. I almost said cave troll. That was about Dwight, not about the character.
Yeah,
the character is a cavern elf. Dwight is a cave troll. We are without our beloved Dwight. But we will somehow manage to carry on because we have everybody else here.
Also, I'm not unconscious or dying. I just want to throw that out there.
I thought I turned that off.
We were testing out the new overlays for when people are unconscious and dying.
When people go unconscious and dying, we have brand new overlays. That is true. You are not unconscious. You are not dying one.
Yay.
That was unintentional to leave that up, but thank you for...
Okay.
Pointing it out. A couple of quick announcements. We are currently still using domain tomes as essentially hero points, though we are getting ready to have a whole new set of rules for the domain tomes where they are fully and completely replacing hero points within where you get a hero point at the beginning of each session. You've got 23 hero points. I don't think you need a hero point at the start of the session.
Gary's camera was messed up in his thing. He had to reboot. So
Sure. Okay.
Continue with the announcements.
Well, hold on, because now everything is jacked up.
I can be Flip.
And I have to be able to see. Oh, there he's already trying to come in.
Oh.
I think. There he
is. There he is.
We're gonna play with that. Wherever your camera ends up, that's who you're playing.
It's like character roulette.
Yep.
It's so fun.
Yeah. So anyway, one thing that I did tell the players beforehand, although I think Gary's hearing it for the first time, if you would like to, using any of those 23 domain tomes available to you, you can choose to draw from the official Hero Point deck from Paizo for Pathfinder 2nd edition. These will, 1, function as hero points. 2, you can instead choose to use what's on the card, which I will tell you. They usually are a thing you can choose to hold on to till later, play under certain conditions, and give you certain benefits. Also, should a fight break out, we're going to take the old critical hit and critical fumble decks for a test drive. Should critical nat 20s or nat 1s come up, and we'll see how that goes. But regarding those domain tomes, of course, you, the audience, are the only ones that can give the players domain tomes by tipping $5, cheering 500 bits, or through your subscriptions, resubscriptions, gift subs, all that good stuff. So keep that in mind. Thursday, be sure to tune in for what will be our third session of Welcome to Paradise, Michigan, a Kids on Bikes RPG setting that is just sort of getting its feet under it. But we're having a lot of fun with it, and we're going to be already testing out the drop in, drop out, how it works when somebody drops in or drops out during the game. But don't worry, players, I've got something fun already planned. So tune in for that on Thursdays. That's every Thursday night. A week from Wednesday, not next Wednesday, but the following Wednesday, will be episode 2 of Lawlerville, our Call of Cthulhu original scenario being run by our very own Ricky Wells here. So if you like some Mythos Investigators, Call of Cthulhu, Cosmic Horror, and peering into the dark recesses of Ricky's mind. Tune in for that. There was something else I was going to tell you. It was important, and I've lost it. I do not remember what it was.
Friday nights with you and play with Ted sometimes? Was it
No, it was even more important than that. In just 13 days from today, it's my 50th birthday.
Oh my god!
And I'm not doing anything special for it as far as online because it's a Sunday. But you can give me birthday gifts in the way of giving domain tomes to the players. If you actually want to pay tribute, my throne wish list is there. But of course, that's never expected or anything like that. I like being surprised by that stuff, though. Let's see. I think that's about it for the announcements. We do have one final thing to mention before we start playing, and that is, of course, a reminder that you matter. Your presence on this earth makes a difference. Whether or not you believe it, it is true. That's why we try to let you know before every game that we play, and remind you that at any time you can come into our chat and you can type !help, and a couple of URLs will pop up. They'll be at the bottom of the screen as well, and the message will appear throughout the stream in the chat. Check out findahelpline.com or head on over to takethis.org's growing list of resources. We encourage you to go to those websites, bookmark them, save them for yourself, save them for a friend, and remember, you matter. With that, Cari, what time is it?
It's time to find some paths, bitches! Favorite time of the week.
All right. Well, you all most recently had an interaction with the grandfather tree deep within the forest. And you learned a few things about yourselves. You also fought some jungle drakes, and you fought a shambler. And with a bit of rain, thunder, and lightning just starting to happen, you started your trek across the jungle, knowing after Flip revealed some of what you have to do, Flip was shown that you need to head east. You need to head east quite a ways, several hundred miles within the next 4 to 6 weeks before the blood moon, in order to get to where a special temple or shrine of some sort housing the mysterious Black Lotus will appear, because you are attempting to find this item and use it to rescue Vorn and Togo, two of your previous party members who are either dead or petrified. You began journeying through the woods, had a brief encounter, Mizya did while on watch, with a wolf that turned out to be Kane Malgrim, also known as Torin, Teera's brother, who has shown up and is now traveling with you. You reached the edge of the woods where there was a slight drop off, and you could see a winding path leading down to where a river ran through the region. The river is called the Skull River. You are currently in, there we go, there's my map, Varicia, moving through the forests as you are heading east toward the Eye of Dread, specifically an area south of Ustalov. But as you were looking down over this river and the rains were falling, you saw down below on the road a halfling man running or riding rather, furiously on horseback. When he spotted you, he called up to you and rode up to meet you, asking for your help. And that is where we are going to pick up here with this particular section, as this halfling man comes riding up to you. He says he had told you that the town of Turtleback Ferry was flooding. He says, they're drowning, my lords. The Skull surges along its banks. Even the waters of Clay Bottom invade the shore and spill across the land. Turtleback Ferry will be gone by morning. The people are doing their best to evacuate, but many are trapped in their attics, watching the floodwaters rise. Father Shreed is holed up in the cathedral with the sick and can't be moved easily. And what's worse, that old church could collapse at any time. You must help, please.
Teera looks around at her companions. We obviously are kind of on a time crunch, and as awful as it is, she doesn't know if there's time. And is Flip still riding on Teera's back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. Just curious.
We've got plenty of time. We can absolutely help these folks.
Teera looks concerned at Marda.
She wants to bring her boyfriend back to life.
Which
Gross.
boyfriend?
Her brother!
Wait, your boyfriend is your brother?
Not my brother, her brother.
Her brother was your boyfriend?
Yes.
Marda, I don't know what happened in this group before you got here, but seems like there's a lot of drama.
To say the least.
Yes, I don't think that you know the half of it quite yet. As she looks, surely we can make some time for them. She looks back at Teera.
Teera would nod. It's how long do we have? Somewhere like 6 weeks or something like that to get where we need to get?
Roughly. I'm still figuring out the Galarian
Plenty of
calendar.
Yeah. Approximately 1 day to 6 weeks. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. So yeah, Teera would nod and be like, well then, lead the way, I guess, little guy. Sir. Please.
Yes.
Whoops. That was not intentional, but it worked out.
Was that?
I was trying to look at, because I still have loaded up all of the old
soundboard
Mizya things, and what you just heard was so Mizya responds,
Yes, yes.
Love it so much. Awesome. I am totally on board now. Let's go.
Come now, Teera. You don't need to stab everything, do you?
well, that's not appropriate. Never mind. Mizya's a little out of it.
Mizzy is very hot. All
I'll
right.
just- I'll just leave this one queued up.
Wait,
so we
wait,
have
wait,
yes,
wait,
yes.
we gotta do something here first. Okay, just a second. Flip is gonna reach into his satchel, and he's gonna pull out a lightning bug, and he's gonna sort of look it in the eye, and it's gonna pluck its wings and flick it up in the air, and he's gonna start dancing. It's gonna start like super slow, sort of like he's just becoming a slave to the music. But then he is gonna start really giving it. He's gonna get like his hands into it, and then he's going to cast a spell, increasing the speed of all allies by 10 feet.
Nice.
And he's going to keep it up, and then there's going to be like a very subtle so that everybody's keeping the pace, and he's just going to keep casting it every round so that they keep going, and it's just going to be that He's gonna be bouncing sort of on Teera's back. He's gonna get the hands going still.
Awesome.
Yeah, and Vornush'ka kind of feels like this deep resonating in like her chest, and she's like, "Oh,
That's it. Feel it, Vornush'ka. Let it go.
this reminds me of the drums of victory from my tribe."
That's right. We're winning, baby.
Yeah, we're winning.
Tira's doing that thing where you are listening to music like in your earbuds with like really, really good like rhythm, but you're trying not to walk like a supermodel just in public. So it's like trying to avoid it, but at the same time still probably walking with this rhythm a little bit.
This halfling man is standing there as the horse. He kind of holding his horse, which kind of turns in a circle, and he just kind of looks down at all of you. Does that mean you're coming?
Well, yeah. If you'd lead the way, we don't exactly know where it is.
So, remind me, because I'm still learning this stuff. What are your speeds on average? I know 30 feet is usually an average D&D speed. What is
30
it?
is my
25.
25 for
average. I think it's less. Oh wait, no, it is 30. Just kidding.
This is.
minus 30.
I thought you
might
said
be.
minus 30.
Oh.
Flip speed is 25, but he's mounted Teera, so
Wow. If you could
Her
never
speed is
phrase it
his
that
speed.
way again, it'd be awesome. God bless.
You all gain about a mile. By the rules, you gain like an extra mile an hour or whatever. But I will say in this context, it means that you are able to pick up the pace, and it doesn't stop Mizya from complaining along the way, because the rain has really started to come down now. You all can see as you begin to move down this trail that the halfling came up, which, by the way, he tells you, my name is Brian Vered.
Ron bread.
I'll put that in the chat for you. Just for
Braun?
the record,
That is
I want
not
it.
right.
I want it noted that both Cari, myself, and Ricky have all been dancing to the beat while you've been talking the whole time.
Oh yeah, we're committed. Marda is committed too, but Marda is slightly less
Marda
Oh, I
is
think-
old.
I was gonna say, it's hard to tell if that's
Yeah.
Marda hobbling along to the beat or just that they're normal hobbling along. But you can all see that the river has that muddy look of a river that is being subjected to upstream flooding. The river bottom has been churned up, and you can even see where it is, where you are now. It's pushing over the bank, spilling over the banks a bit. Somewhere further north has caused this river to really start to flow in earnest.
So if I can, while we're on our way, I would ask Braun, I would just say, so like, does this happen like every year in the spring? Is it just the spring melt from the mountains, or is this worse? Why do you think it's worse?
We're not entirely certain. I mean, it's been raining in the north for quite some time. The rains are only just now making their way here. But if it's been raining for a while up there, then it's no doubt what's leading to the increased flow. But just within the last 24 hours, it's picked up incredibly.
Hey, Braun,
Yes.
I think your parents were very brave.
Okay.
Well, just because, there's lots of monsters who live in this area, and maybe they're not too smart, and, maybe they think they would, if they ate you, you'd clear them out.
Look,
What?
I would think somebody as tiny as you would maybe be a little more sensitive to people who could be eaten like a 2-bite brownie.
Oh, no. Nobody would ever meet me for a bunch of reasons.
Yeah,
One,
goblins are disgusting. The taste.
Oh my god.
The taste is disgusting.
Yeah, you
That's,
didn't need to clarify. Have you eaten goblins before? Vornush'ka. The length of your paws concerns me.
It's in the past.
look, nobody's going to eat Flip because everybody loves Flip.
Obviously.
Yes.
Anyway.
So it's not something I have to worry about, but a guy named Bran, just flushes you out on the inside.
That's a very funny joke, Flip. We are all laughing uncontrollably.
Thank
you.
Very, very funny, Flip.
As Teera is making fun of him, he's gonna sort of like lean down from her shoulders like this, so that his face is right beside her, and he's gonna point at Vornush'ka and he's gonna say, "She thought it was hilarious."
I would kind of nod, and I would take Flip's little face and push it back behind me.
Ah, okay, listen.
Amazing. Dude, does our trip to the halfling village take less long than it normally would because of Flip's wonderful rhythm?
Yeah,
magic?
you're able to pick up the pace, and you're running along the road, heading north a little bit, and you can see that the river is starting to, like I said, it's starting to push up, and before too long, if it keeps up at this pace, it's going to overtake the road and wash it out completely. You're also noticing that there's a larger area. As you're looking north, you can see that the river appears much wider. And I'm going to just give you, since a lot of you from our previous storytelling are relatively from this region, that from the north, the Skull River flows down and runs into a place called Clay Bottom Lake before it continues along even further. I apologize for my hesitation because one of my maps did not load. Go ahead.
So, Kane, Tira's brother's with us, right?
Yes, Kane is with you as well.
Okay. Can Vornush'ka talk to Kane for a moment?
Oh, son. Sorry. My PDF just crashed on me.
While Jake is
Awesome.
reloading
Yes.
his PDF, be sure to check us out on spring.com. I'll cut that. We'll save it for later.
There we go.
Hashtag merch.
Kane, you've met my brother.
I have.
Was he a good fighter? Was he strong?
He was formidable, yes. Trying to remember if Keen saw Vorn fight.
Kane saw
Well, no,
one
yeah,
fight
'cause
on the
Vorn-
mountain.
Well, yeah, Vorn and Teera also were fighting the phase spiders.
Oh yeah.
And Kane was sort of overwatching. So yes, your brother is a decent fighter, yes.
And that one, the Sun Minged. She cares for him earnestly.
From what I can tell, and my limited time with them, yes. It seemed to be more, or rather less, of an infatuation. Something A little more intense.
Maybe. And your sister, raised by orcs, orc tribe.
Yes.
Sorry, I keep dancing.
She.
I don't mean to.
Well, Teera and I spent more than 15 years apart. We did not grow up together. After our the first 6 years of my life.
And why did you guys spend so much time apart?
Ironically, because of bandits and orcs. We were separated.
Do you know why I haven't seen my brother in decades?
Did it have something to do with orcs?
He was why my mother was killed. I should say, his last girlfriend got her mother killed.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So you can understand my hesitation when I hear about this new girlfriend over here. No offense to you, Kay.
Well, no offense to you, but your brother's dead.
He's not dead yet because I haven't killed him.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, he's dead, but he's not dead.
The only reason he's not dead is because of Shadowheart. She holds him at the precipice, the brink of death. The edge of the abyss, just out of reach of the grip of Pharasma. He's bait.
What a sad fate. Bait.
As he's saying that, you see he sort of reaches up and almost subconsciously rubs at where you can just see part of that scar that's coming up by his neck that runs crisscross, or rather diagonally across his entire torso.
Can I share something with you, Kay?
Sure. We've got time.
Right. You know, I haven't earnestly laughed in a very long time. That may not seem like much to you, but I feel something changing inside. Maybe it's the music. Maybe it's the goblin.
Right on cue, you hear Teera laugh at something Flip has said way far up ahead on the path. And Tira's laugh is loud and genuine.
Kane,
Yes.
which would you choose? Forgiveness or justice?
That feels like a very loaded question.
To say the least.
I've chosen both various times.
And what have you found in your
I've
paths?
Found that justice often feels more satisfactory. That satisfaction is short-lived. Forgiveness often, well, it fails to eliminate the desire for justice initially, but over time, it eases the burden.
I barely know you, but something about your stance, your poise, it's the warrior call pulls to me. I can trust you with one thing. Do you love your sister?
You see Kane. He doesn't answer immediately. He just spends a couple moments just watching Teera up ahead, 30, 40 yards, with the goblin on her shoulders, and you just see long before he actually verbalizes it, you just see his head nodding. Yeah. Yes, of course. Of course I love my sister. Spent a long time trying to find her. Do you love your brother?
He's all I've got left.
Doesn't answer my question.
That's a good question, Cari. I love my brother. All right, enough of this foolishness. When he said brawn, he meant because brawn is also a fibrous thing that helps you move your bowels. And for us orcs, we eat lots of meat, and thus, we sometimes have to eat a tree bark or something that gives us roughage so that we can pass the meat. That's a nice talk. And then, continues on. And
in
runs
spite
away
of
from
himself,
Braun at the
he
moment of
laughs.
vulnerability.
Awkward bitch. I love it so much. Oh my god.
In spite of himself, he laughs as you take off. I apologize for my rather confused look, but for whatever reason, my Adobe Acrobat has every PDF, it's failing to draw the actual images, and I keep getting errors. You probably heard them bing a few times, so I'm going to be running some stuff from memory for
Let's
the next
go.
little bit.
Nice.
So it's a good thing I
Talk
spent
about the
a little bit of time.
SATs.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's just it will not let me look at like the map of the region. But suffice it to say, what I said is true. The river is swelling its banks, and you see the river is sort of feeding from this clay bottom lake. Anybody else have anything they want to talk about? And it's going to take you overall. It's taking you a couple hours to traverse this distance that you need to traverse.
I would ask Flip if he knows how to play any musical instruments.
I'm not so much of a. I was about to say, I'm not so much of a musician, but I'm quite wonderful with many. I'm actually in the process of remastering my greatest hits.
Is that so?
Yep.
Good for you. I was wondering if you could teach me how to play an instrument.
Yeah, I probably could. Do you have any particular interest in drums or the flute or
Yes, and
bagpipes?
Teera would dig into her pouch and she would pull out a flute. And my mother gave me this and taught me a little bit, but I'd like to keep learning. I haven't met many musicians. well, not many musicians that hung around very long. So,
Let me
was
give you
wondering
the
maybe-
first tip. It's all about your breathing. As I wrote in my book, Flipilosophy, centering yourself is very important for a variety of activities.
can I
Instruments are very much about your breathing. So, Flip is going to, yeah, you can do whatever you want. Just
I want to
me.
make a check of some sort to see if he's bullshitting. I don't know what kind of check it would be, though. Is it just perception?
Oh, you want to?
M,
make an
M's nodding
opposed
their
roll
head
against
yes, so
me?
I'm going to say yes, it's perception.
Do.
I don't know that there's a...
Deception. You'd probably roll against deception.
2E doesn't have...
unless you're being honest.
2E doesn't have sense motive, I believe, so...
Correct.
So Vornush'ka remembers how it sounds with kids with their what are those shitty instruments they give kids in
Recorders.
schools? Oh my god, yes. My daughter has one right now.
Hot cross buns.
Yeah. And just
Oh my
hoping
god.
that doesn't play on the flute. Just
Yes. So I rolled a 23 perception.
Seems to be telling the truth.
Okay. So I say, well, it doesn't have to be right now, but when we make camp later, maybe we could have a lesson.
No, for sure. But what I want you to think about in the intervening time is really focus on your breath. As you exhale, imagine yourself doing it, almost like you're standing over yourself, watching you. As you exhale, you see the air leaving your body, and you bring it in. It's like a rhythm. Imagine like the clouds and the wind and the trees gently swaying back and forth. It's a continuum of back and forth. Because ultimately, if you want to become better at playing an instrument, it's all about control. And it all starts there.
Vornush'ka has sides up to Teera and out of her pouch grabs a handful of mint. My brother gave these to me for exhaling.
Here takes one and starts chewing on it. You're
But-
like, ooh.
Let's be honest, Teera, that's not the question you really wanted to ask me. I think we both know that was a
All
question
right.
you wanted to ask me, but it wasn't a real question.
All bite. What kind of songs are on your new LP, Flip?
Well, I wrote a song called "I Need a Goblin." Would you like to hear it?
I would love to hear it.
'Cause, you know, it
Marda,
is-
Marda, Vornush'ka, would you also like to hear the song?
Yes, it reminded me
Yes,
of
yes.
the Hari Dal and our
Yeah,
tribe.
it's
You know, Teera, the war
Yes.
cry.
Oh, yes.
you might get some inspiration from my life, but here we go.
Red leather, yellow leather.
All right, I'm ready. Is everybody listening?
Okay.
Because everybody really should be listening. He's gonna sort
Everybody's
of look
listening.
around to make sure. Okay. Where have all the heroes gone, and where are all the songs? Where's that super charming guy to right our many wrongs? Isn't there a champion with a clever turn of phrase? Every night you toss and you turn because you're drowning in malaise. You need a goblin.
Goblin!
You're flipping out for a goblin who is handsome and right. He's gotta be cool and he's gotta be smart and he's gotta be a total delight. You need a goblin.
Goblin!
You're flipping out for a goblin who is sure to excite. He needs a good smile and to make people laugh, and he's gotta be magic as hell. Magic as hell.
Yay, Flip! It's a gem. It's a hit. How are they
I know.
not already singing that everywhere?
Well, it is my greatest hits album, so I'm just sort of remastering it for a different format, so everybody already loves it. Except all of you. I'm surprised you haven't heard it.
It's gold. I love it.
for a
Did you,
brief moment
I
in
mean,
time, Vornush. Go ahead.
I'll take tips.
Flip a copper coin over my shoulder.
So Flip is gonna sort of like narrow his eyes at it and is like, for the record, you literally just said it was gold.
Yeah. I mean, the song is gold. I don't know what to tell you.
I want in on this venture, and Vornush'ka pulls out like a bag full of like 48 gold.
Vornush'ka has no concept of money.
Ah,
I want to invest on this.
Flip is gonna look down at the pile of gold. That looks like a heavy bag of coins.
It is. Hearing you sing for a moment in time, I imagined myself as a bard, and then I felt ridiculous, and I just let you go.
Vornush'ka, what you have to understand is, for just a moment, you imagined what it was like to be me, and your life was temporarily better. Yeah.
It was awesome.
And that is the gift I bring to this world.
Yeah. Now, they told me that this is a lot of gold. It's heavy. Take what you think your song is worth and leave the rest in.
All right, I tell you what, Flip is going to grab the bag hole, and he's going to sort of put it on the inside of his jacket, and he's going to reach to the other side of his jacket, and he's going to, there's going to be clinking of coins, and he's going to return a bag of coins to Vornush'ka, as though she will notice that it is a different bag than the one she provided, which is substantially lighter.
Does anybody remember the breakdown of what I said was in the? Because it was under D&D rules, so I don't remember exactly what was in the.
It all got changed by the grandfather.
It was as much gold as Vornush'ka would need for the
It was intended to sort of fund everything, and I know it was around 1,000 gold, but there was a breakdown of like platinum and other stuff, and I don't remember. I'm still learning the economy, so I might have to make some adjustments because I don't want to break the economy and introduce like a massive debt crisis in Galarian.
I'm sure the fictional economy will be fine.
Are you
close are
saying
we
that
to
you
the
think
village?
Flip would be a predatory lender?
That's not at all what I was saying. You said it though.
I 100% believe that.
Would be. But Vornush'ka, you seem like you have a good eye for investments. So, I think this is a real good start, and I'm definitely going to give you a piece of my my forthcoming venture. But I have a question.
What's that?
I
want to
find
be partners in your your lick.
Yes, my lick.
Yes,
Sure.
LLC. Some people say it.
Just so it's clear, though, there is a very firm wall between my many ventures. So this particular LP, my greatest hits, Volume 2, is what you've invested in. You couldn't get a piece of the opera house or my books or my speaking engagements. Just so it's clear, all of that is different.
I mean, fine. I just
No, that's a good. See, I'm honest. I'm telling you right up front about the deal and how it's, how what you're gonna get and what I'm gonna get and what I'm gonna keep and what you're not gonna get. It's honesty. I think honesty is the best policy, unless you really have to lie.
I completely agree with that philosophy.
But I have a question. He's gonna lean in and he's gonna sort of like put his tiny hand on Teera's opposite shoulder and sort of grab her backpack strap and like push it the other way to counterbalance him. And he's gonna lean into Vornush'ka. He's gonna say, What are you talking about with the big guy back there? What was all that about?
Just getting to know each other. You see, the reason why I'm able to part with gold so easily is not because I don't understand the value of money or the value of gold. It's because I understand what truly matters in my life.
Yeah.
Okay. That didn't exactly answer my question, but cool. This has been
I told you I was getting to know him.
You're making me a little top heavy. Could you lean back, please?
Oh yeah, sure. And Flip is gonna sort of lean back over
Teera,
Teera.
he only weighs, how much do you weigh?
Like 40 pounds.
He only
I
weighs
know.
40 pounds on one side. Could you not
But if
carry
it's-
a great shield on that side? Is that what you're saying?
I can carry plenty, but the Great Shield isn't alive and squirming around. Marda, do you want to ride for a while? Flip
Don't
is
you-
getting squirmy.
Wow.
How is Marda seeming to be? She's very old, and this has been a trek. How's she doing?
Has been a trek. Marda is very old. She is walking with her staff. I think at this time she's been chatting with the halfling who's leading them. Just wanting to know more about like the town and just getting a good idea of what we're going to be walking into.
Nice.
Bran would tell you that, well, under normal circumstances, the village of Turtleback Ferry it's a pretty quiet frontier hamlet. We make a lot of our business trading up and down the river. The mayor of Turtleback is he's a bit older, and he kind of looks at you. No offense. He's a cleric of Eristil, named Father Malin Shreed, and he tends to the village church as a safe haven for travelers and a hospital, where he also tends to the village sick. Being located on the river, we have a trading post, an inn, a tavern, and smith. Most of the people in the village, we're just farmers, hunters, fishers, and trappers.
How many people are usually in the village?
1 second. Depending on the season, and with visitors, we have somewhere around 150 residents, but at different times of year, we can see our numbers swell to 200, 250.
Marta nods. Has anything like this happened before?
As you ask this, there's a sort of big crash of thunder. I mean, when the rains come, we tend to see some degree of flooding, but nothing quite as much as this. There's been rumors that have come down river from further north, where Skull's Crossing is the dam that keeps back the waters of the Storval Deep from the plateau. There's been rumors of troll and ogre sightings up there, but I can't see any connection as to how it could have anything to do with floodwaters.
Marta like pauses and is like just like like holding her staff like thoughtfully as they kind of walk along, and well, I guess we will see when we get there, and hopefully we can help out in some way.
I hope so. Oh, up here is where we're going to need to cross the river. And he sort of starts to pull his horse up, and he calls to all of you. Says, "This is going to be the safest place that we can cross the river to get to the other bank. Then it's just a few more miles up to Turtleback Ferry." You can see that the waters are quite rapid. It looks like you can see where on both sides of the bank where this was probably when the water was not quite so fast. This would be a common place to take horses, wagons, and that sort of thing across. But the waters are surging quite a bit coming out of Clay Bottom Lake with the push from whatever's coming from up north. We're going to have to be careful. And
about how far across is it?
It is about 50 feet across.
Oh, damn. I was just going to yeet flip, but that's a little too far.
Excuse me?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, you heard me. You heard me.
Should we get like a rope across? Is there anything across there now, or
Good question.
it's just like a?
Are there like trees on the other side?
1 second. Because this crosses over into a road, the only trees at this crossing are about another 50 to 100 feet away from the edge of the road. So from where you're at now, it's about 100 to 150 feet or more to be able to secure a rope.
Don't love that. But he's gonna say, he's gonna lean in. He's gonna whisper, "Hey, Teera.
Yeah, what?
Teera, are you afraid of heights?"
No, why?
And he's gonna sort of like conspiratorially look over his shoulder to make sure nobody's looking. "'Cause I'm fucking magic." And he's gonna cast Fly on Teera.
Oh my god!
Okay.
I think Marda's gonna go up to Vornush'ka and would you mind helping me across?
Honestly, I kind of felt left out that I wasn't having anyone to carry. Yes. 'Cause
She
no one
would
wants
like
to be around me, hug me or anything.
very lithe for, she's so small. She like quickly like climbs up onto your shoulders and all right, if you just want to step off the ledge, then we can get across.
And she starts like kind of laugh because like you kind of tickled her armpits as you climbed up upon her shoulders. I'm not ticklish. Don't you dare think I'm ticklish.
Her laugh is like weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vornush'ka hasn't laughed in decades. Like an earnest laugh, so she doesn't know.
Yes.
It doesn't fit her face right.
That's amazing.
So you say the ledge.
Yeah, just start. And she like points like literally dead across the river. She's like, just start walking.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yes.
I am fucking terrified of heights.
You will not be that high off the ground. You just walk. And if you need to look up, then maybe there is something very interesting up. Maybe it is a bird.
Maybe I'm just gonna close my eyes and walk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 1. Okay. 1, Teera's not looking, is she?
Teera is screaming and swearing and probably about 30 feet in the air right now.
Well, she can do it. I can. And then.
So,
As
sorry, go ahead.
as you do so, you think that it's like when you think there's another stair, and you go to go down it, but there's no stair, and you just kind of step on solid ground.
Oh,
That's exactly what happens to you as Marda casts Airwalk on you, which is just you can just walk across the air as if it were solid ground.
Little one, now what?
Just keep going. Just keep walking.
And then one step, and then as each step, a little more confidence, well, this is quite easy. I can, and it's actually quite fun.
It is.
Speaking of fun, how are Kane and our new little halfling buddy getting across?
Well, I just assumed that you would drop me off on the other side, ensure my safety, and then go back for them. But I don't know.
Well, you said Kane and halfling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not.
I mean,
not
I
Flip.
was thinking about Mizya.
Oh, and also Mizya.
Well, I'm
I mean,
trying to
I've
look.
only known Mizya for 5 seconds, but I don't think I would have forgotten them that quickly.
No, we're not going to leave Mizya.
Where's extra?
However, Mizya is being exceedingly quiet today.
Yes, yes.
So Mizya is going to cast Fly on themselves. Try the I don't know what's up with my PDF viewer. All that loaded, as if Pathfinder wasn't math enough, literally all that loaded on the main character sheet for Mizya was the numbers.
Oh my god.
That's literally all that showed up,
That's the worst part of anything, is just the numbers.
said the math teacher.
I know, that's why it was funny. Alright. So, I dropped Flip off, probably from a little too high up, because this was a surprise that I did not appreciate. And then I would imagine I do. So, I have a rope. Is it going to be long enough, you think?
Your rope's 50 feet.
So, I would ask Flip, I'm like, do you have a rope? We could tie them together, and then it'll be long enough.
I mean, I have a rope. Do I want to use it for this?
We have to get everybody across, Flip.
I mean, we don't have to.
I think it would be best if we did.
Fine.
While you're all doing this, Bran and his horse just suddenly take off and move quickly through the water. You see him struggling a little bit, but he keeps urging the horse forward, and he ends up getting pushed about 10 feet downstream, but he makes it to the other side, and you see him and his horse clambering up out of the water just fine.
Good for him.
Kane is going to... I haven't flipped through books looking for stats in a long time.
While Jake is flipping through his book looking for stats, now let's check out spring.com. At spring.com, we have t-shirts, hoodies, and all kind of other stuff, and new designs for your favorite TTRPG nerd. So check it out at spring.com. Just search Mini Terrain Domain.
Kane is just going to start walking as quick as he can and taking... You see him sort of just stride into the water and is sort of bracing himself as he takes big steps. Mm-hmm. And I just threw my die on the floor. All right, let's see. Oh, that is a critical success with a natural 20.
I'm so proud of him.
Kane is able to navigate the waters without much trouble. He holds himself just sort of bracing, kind of leaning into the water a little bit, and makes it across to the other side as Mizya touches down next to him.
Yes, yes.
So that's everybody.
Think so.
Do you
So-
have a soundboard for all of us?
This is the encounter, the skill encounter that I had planned. As you all just completely bypassed my skill challenge.
Yes.
That was a symbolic tearing of paper because it was all in my head. But
That's a
still,
blank card. Okay, thank you.
that was a bookmark. Damn, I've
Oh.
lost my place now.
Damn it.
But yeah, you completely bypassed my skill challenge. So,
That's a shame.
level 8 Pathfinder.
We did it.
So, you all are able to touch down, and Bran tells you it's just a little further this way, and I've got to find it now. This is really frustrating that my PDF viewer is just borked. So it's a good thing I don't rely on just PDFs. So after about another hour or so, you're already struggling to not get pulled down into the river, as the waters are now surging up along the banks, and encroaching on the road itself. You're finding that you're having to actually kind of walk just off the edge of the road as you approach the village up ahead. You can see the village has the edge of the village where it's at the mouth of the river. And where'd my map go? You see what looks like docks, but they seem to almost be floating by themselves like little islands off the banks of the town. Because as you approach, you can see that the village of Turtleback Ferry is drowning. The muddy, surging waters of the Skull River are actually tearing through the center of the community and rushing into Clay Bottom Lake with an increasing and terrible fury. Many of the buildings that once sat comfortable on the river's banks are already flooding and in danger of collapsing from the rushing water. You can see that as you approach, there's a group of children and a woman that are huddling aboard one of the old turtle shell ferry boats. The tiny flood-bashed vessel is lodged up against the general store, and with the raging waters coming down, as they come around the side of the building, they keep pushing against the ferry, threatening to capsize it, dumping the woman and the children into the floodwaters at any moment. Beyond that, you can see the town's church standing solid, its foundations already 3 feet deep in the floodwaters. You can see a little bit of light and movement in the upstairs windows, and you see a few faces pressed to the windows or looking out through shutters, as much of the townsfolk appear to have taken refuge in this church or in the tops of other houses. There's even a couple of the buildings where you see people are actually up on the roof. And water is already rising a good 3 feet or more up against the church, which is more in the center of town. You hear as you grow even closer, you can hear the screaming and crying of the children every time the water surges and this ferry boat gets slammed against the building. And you can see the woman in there sort of grabbing at some of the children and trying to keep them calm and keep them from falling in. As
How many children are there? I apologize.
It looks like there's 6 children that are on this ferry boat along with this woman.
Oof.
What?
So how far away are we from that?
At this point, you're coming up on the edge of the village, and you can see that it's probably 100 feet or so to get to them.
Okay. And are we on solid ground, or are we in the water as well?
To start to approach the town proper, you're starting to get into ankle deep water. At this point, as you're coming around the banks, I'm going to drop into our docs and info. This should paste in there. This is going to show you where Turtleback Ferry sits at the mouth of the Skull River, right as it opens into Clay Bottom. And I will have for you when we return from break. I will have for you a map of the town as you can see it, so I can sort of give you a little bit of, you can get a sense of where you are and where the town is. I apologize that I'm having so many technical difficulties. It's hindering my ability to give you the information I want. However, at this point, as you've come up and you've seen the situation, this is where we are going to take about a 5 to 10 minute break. But when we get back, we'll see what you are able to do or what you want to do. With that, we're going to go ahead and take a break. We will see you on the other side.
Children, while alcohol's bad, but white grown-ups drink it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back.
Hello! Life lessons with Ruckus.
Yeah.
All right. You have just come up on the town of Clay Bottom Lake, and you can see about 100 feet away or so, you can see where one of the ferry boats has a woman and 6 children. It's being bashed against the side, threatening to capsize at any moment. You can see there are several people in the town that seem to have taken refuge on the rooftops and are safe for the time being. And the church has about 3 feet of water lapping at the stone base. But based on what Brand told you, the church is sort of like the town's hospital and where the sick and whoever were simply not able to get out of the town, where they are taking refuge. But the stone building seems to be relatively safe. The immediate threat is to this woman and children. What would you all like to do?
M, you are muted. Oh, were you talking? Sorry. Never mind.
Calling Vi to get her son.
I can never tell. I can never tell if you're talking to us or Vi. So does it look pretty deep out where they are at? Pretty deep.
It's. I mean, it's hard to judge the exact depth because you're not familiar with this town, but it's sort of at the edge of where the waters are surging, and you can tell that it's submerged a significant part of the town. Like the buildings further to the west, okay. Water is already reaching up over the first story windows, coming up to the second story windows. Okay. And it's the combination of the depth, but also just how quick the water is moving.
Okay. Does it look like Kira's pretty strong and athletic? Does it look like maybe I could swim out there? Like, I know it's rapidly moving and it would be a risk, but
How long has it been since? Sorry, if I missed it. How long has it been since the river?
It's been at least an hour.
Okay.
Unless Marda has another casting of that cool water walkie thingy.
I do. I
Huh.
can. I will.
Hooray! Not to tell you what to do or anything, but God bless.
I was just checking. Mhm.
Super duper. Like, I could probably scoop up a bunch of those kids all in one, like, hug.
I mean, what you just said needs to be on a t-shirt. I can, I will, and I do, or something like that.
I can. I do. I will.
I will.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say, Marda, could you do that water walkie thing, please? Flip, get off. And Teera would like shrug him off.
Yeah, Marda goes up and you feel her like press onto you, and you don't really feel any different.
Right.
But
Is it on?
yes, I believe so. Just walk that way.
As soon as Marda says yes, I believe so, Teera would start freaking sprinting across the top of this water like a freaking anime character, and just pop, and like running towards this fairy that's being.
So, what the spell you cast is what?
Airwalk.
So it's not really water walkie, but I'm staying low.
You can walk on air as if it were solid ground. You can ascend and descend in this way at a maximum of a 45-degree angle.
Okay, so you are able in so you already took off running, and Marda, you didn't tell Teera how long this lasts. But I mean, you've only got about 100 yards to traverse. What I wanted to see was, are you able to sort of move up and down? So you're basically airwalking, dodging some of these surges of water as they come forward. Occasionally, if you misstep, water surges up around your ankles, but you're high enough up, the current isn't affecting you. While Teera has taken off, it's essentially going to take a couple rounds for Teera to get there. What is everybody else doing, if anything? Or are you just watching Teera?
I'm more of a planner than a doer. And, so I'm down to see how she does.
So, Vornush'ka's looking at everything that's happening, and just... Can I get a breakdown of the scene again, please? I can roll perception if you need me to
You don't need to roll perception because you can pretty much see what's happening.
Mhm.
Basically, what you're seeing is that the town is partially submerged on the riverbank side as the floodwaters are continuing from somewhere upstream, possibly related to the heavy rains that are falling. It is thunder and lightning all around. The primary concern is this ferry boat with the women and children on it that's being bashed against the side of the building. There are some people on their roofs, and the church has a couple feet of water leading up to it, and that's where a lot of people have taken refuge.
And what's Teera doing for this boat?
Teera is magically running on air, trying above the water to get over and try to rescue them.
Okay. All right. So this boat, is it crashing against, like...
Yeah, every time water surges from around the side of the building, it pushes the boat, slams it against the side of this building, and threatens to capsize it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Roll me a d20.
Yeah, no problem.
Straight d20.
13. I'm not sure what I'm rolling on. What's that?
You're not rolling a stat.
Okay.
I just wanted to see how intense the storm was. The storm holds steady. It's just a basic thunderstorm with heavy rain. You basically rolled that it's continuing at its storm level.
Okay.
Are you taking any actions?
Yeah, I definitely want to pull. Okay. Teera's already gone. Is she running away?
Yeah, Teera's already sprinting probably a good 30 feet away at this point.
All right. Flip, do you have anything in which you can guide this axe? And I'm tying a rope to the handle of the axe.
It's a great question. You know, I do. So you throw the axe, you do your thing, I'll do mine.
Okay. Vornush'ka's gonna shout out to Teera. Teera! And
I don't call back.
yeah,
But I hear you.
yeah. I'm throwing you an anchor.
Awesome.
And as she's doing this, she's going to like wrap the axe one time around wrap a rope one time around her wrist and throw the axe out towards Teera in the best way she can to make sure that the handle hits her as opposed to the blade edge or the blunt end.
Good to know that the blood axe is still good for something.
So, I'm going to need you.
Oh God, you're gonna catch Teera right between the fucking shoulder
I'm going to
blades.
need you to throw. I want you. This is tricky.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm going to have you. I'm going to have you roll an attack using your strength modifier to see how accurately you throw this.
Should I target the boat as opposed to Teera?
The boat's 100 feet
Probably.
away,
Okay. How far is Teera away?
30 feet away.
Okay, that's easier to hit. All right, so strength, you say?
Yep. Well, yeah, whatever a normal attack roll would be. Tara, what's your armor class?
Fuck. 25.
All right, I'm going to use a tome to re-roll this. I should have rolled with advantage, but
Well, there is no advantage because this is Pathfinder. But
Oh.
you can
also
use a
use-
tome, which lets you re-roll the number.
okay.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 9, but I want to re-roll that.
And what's your strength modifier? Your attack modifier
Let's see, 42
for the
plus
axe?
3. Plus 3.
Yeah, it's got to be
No, it's
higher
gotta
than
be more
that.
than
Yeah. Wait. What?
I'm assuming it's higher than that. I feel
It's
like
got to be like plus 16.
it's got to be a big number.
Okay. Am I looking on the wrong part of my sheet?
It should be wherever you're. Like you have a battle axe or something.
Down
on
under
there, don't you?
melee strikes, bro. It's down here.
This sheet that I have to look at isn't loading, so I can't even give you help with that.
Okay.
Because you're adding in
okay.
like
Yeah.
so it should be a bigger number. I don't remember what you had.
Yeah, I think it's plus a 15. Is that right?
Yeah, that's more.
That sounds more
So
like it.
It'd be a 24 if I'm reading this right. I'll have to look back at it.
That would be correct.
Okay. So a 24 is just shy of Tira's armor class. That puts it close enough that Teera, I need you to make an athletics check.
Okay.
But because, well, you're not in the water, you're running on air. Just go ahead and make a straight athletics check.
28.
It's like somebody's like you're grabbing a baton that somebody's handing off to you as this thing comes flying through, and you just look back, and you just sort of, as you look back, phew, you now have this
awesome.
axe with a rope attached to it.
Cool.
In 20 feet, the rope is going to get yanked out of your hands, Vornush'ka, because it's only a 50-foot rope.
Jesus.
So I'm not entirely sure what you were doing there, but you gave Teera a tool.
Yes, I have something that I can use now.
I would like...
As the axe is flying through the air, Flip is gonna shout, "Fly, axe! Fly!"
And he's gonna take full credit for this going well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Flip, can you make me fly?
I could.
Yeah.
No, but like, we might have to do other things. Gotta save some of my internal power for later,
Gotcha.
What if there's another child that needs to be helped, and then you can't fly then? Then you'll be mad. You'll say, "Flip, why did you waste that spell?" And I'll be like, "Because you told me to." And you'll say, "Well, maybe that wasn't the best idea." And I'm like, "Well, you should have listened to me. I am a
I
genius."
most likely will say survival of the fittest, but sure. I understand what you're saying. Okay.
Oh
Marda
my
and
God.
Teera, make perception checks, please.
32.
22.
So, Teera, as you are running towards this boat, and you're now about, at this point, you're probably about 30 feet away, you see where the waters are continuing to rush around some of the various structures that are in this town and kind of coming around the side of this building and creating this little crest and these little surges as it's coming around. All of this is moving towards you. It actually gives you this impression that you're moving faster than you are because you're running upstream,
Towards it.
essentially.
Mhm.
That's why you notice the thing in the water that rises up next to you, and
Oh shit.
you see as it's moving in the same direction as you, it looks like a log sort of pops up out, and not even a log, just like a huge trunk of tree seems to almost rise up out of the water, and then it curves, dipping back in as you see the water splitting around it as something is swimming in the water just ahead of you.
Fuck.
And as you're approaching, running on air, axe in hand, you see the water suddenly sprays upward as you see the massive head of some sort of giant snake burst out of the river, and it is lunging towards the boat full of women, the woman and children.
Oh my god.
With a 19 on the die, it gets it gets a there it is. So it'd be 20. So it gets a 40 to hit.
Jesus. To hit a boat?
As it suddenly looks like it's going to take a bite out of this boat in front of you, and it's sort of crossing your path. You hear a scream from the woman and the children, and as the snake rises up, you see that there are now only 5 children on the boat, as one of the children, pigtails, freckles and all, has been taken in this snake's mouth, and you watch as it sort of throws its head back, and you just see the look of terror on this little girl's face as she's holding her hand out. The snake turns towards you, and she slides down inside the snake, and I would like you all to roll for initiative.
Is that something we all see?
Oh my
Well,
god.
No, because you and Vornush'ka were engaged in a conversation at that moment. And Marda failed the perception check to see the initials as the snake. Well, I take that back. Sorry. You saw
Can I just
only
use my
that
funny
final
line, Jake?
moment. Sorry,
I
what?
just want to use my funny line. That's it.
You saw
Let him use this funny line.
You saw the final moment of the snake snapping
great.
the little girl
That's
up.
great.
Yes.
Flip is going to lean into Vornush'ka and say, "It's a good thing they're not paying us by the kid." Ah.
Wow. Bran, a little line of text appears next to you that says, "Bran does not like that."
Bran will remember this.
Bran will remember this.
Okay, so what do we add for initiative again? Is
Perception.
it perception?
You're
Okay,
gonna roll your
28.
perception. Hold on. I will ask
right.
you for your numbers. This is a little bit different. I gotta remember to roll mine. I'm actually I have the stuff to make my own initiative tracker that has like magnetic things I can slide around for all of you.
Ooh.
Because there are conditions I've learned in Pathfinder where your order in the initiative can change.
Yeah.
They're not great conditions either. Let's see. So, okay. So that, where'd my pencil go?
Real quick, anybody who's watching, I hope you all effing appreciate Jake because he has busted his ass like he is studying for the MCATs to learn frickin' Pathfinder.
I just
I
want to
am
run a good
so
game.
proud of him.
Okay,
Yeah.
so perception. So that's
Are we all rolling, Jake, or is it
yes.
just-
Everybody is rolling. Can you crit initiative?
Oh, net 20. Finally. That means nothing.
I wouldn't think you can crit initiative because there's no varying.
Yeah, I mean,
success.
if you're already going to be going high, you can't go more. You're already first. You can't go any more than first.
So what I've seen people do is they get a surprise round and then another round.
I'm not
if they
that
get a
far
nat
in
20.
my
But
studies,
God bless.
so I'm adding that to my list of things to look up.
Okay.
Basically, when I encounter questions like this, I just write them down, and that's what in the week in between,
Awesome.
I look that stuff up, so I now know how to deal with it. Hold on. Okay. So, Flip, what'd you get for initiative?
19.
Marda.
19.
I'm going to I didn't roll for Mizya because I can't see what their number is. So I'm going to put Mizya sort of as a floater. Mizya's not going to do a whole lot, but I've got them basically on delay to do something when the moment happens. Teera.
28.
Vornush'ka.
31. Natural 20 and then 11 plus on perception.
Oh, and I forgot to roll for
Nice.
Kane. Because Kane is also a person that's here. 27 for Kane. Okay, so our order is Vornush'ka, Teera, Kane, and then Flip and Marda, you will determine amongst the two of you how you want to play your turn out. Everybody make a actually don't. I'm going to use your initiative roll since it's a perception, I'm going to use it for this first perception check.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be it's 20, 35. Okay. That means Vornush'ka, you are up first as you see this snake snatch up one of these kids 100 feet away.
100 feet away. I don't have my axe anymore because I've thrown it to
Teera. Correct.
Teera. And Teera has it. Okay. And I'm not in the water.
You're basically in like ankle deep water at this point, which also means any movement you do through the water is considered difficult terrain.
Let's see. And Marda is where?
Next to you.
Marda's next to me. Okay. Marda, I'm all out of options. What do you think?
Marta just
Ooh.
shakes her head. She's like, I cannot help you get there. I'm sorry.
Lightning bolt. Can you make me run, fly, anything?
She shakes her head.
Mizya looks over at you and says,
Yes, yes.
but you will have to delay until Mizya's turn. Actually, you know what? Since I'm sort of floating Mizya around, Mizya's one action this turn will be to grant you the ability to fly.
Awesome.
So Mizya will not be able to act on this turn. This means that you now can fly up to your normal speed. Basically, you can fly.
Okay, and I see this snake, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, and the first time for a very long time, Vornush'ka pulls out a really large dagger that looks like kind of almost like a cleaver off her side of her belt, and she kind of flips it upside down so the blade handle's facing out. And it's like one of these actions, and she's like, Mizya, shoot me towards the serpent in the water.
Mizya just sort of puts their hand on your back and goes, "Ugh," and pushes you. And you just sort of lift off the ground. You've already had the spell cast on you, so you have to basically move.
Yeah. Is it a fast movement or is it a dream wafting?
No, it's your normal. You can move whatever so you have a movement of speed of 30, I believe.
Okay.
So that's what your fly speed is. It takes you one action to stride.
Is the snake out of water or is it in the water? Or is it in?
It's in the water, but part of it is up above the water. But that's 100 feet away. You basically would have to move. If you're attempting to, you'd have to use all three of your actions to stride the full distance to get to it, to get within 10 feet of it.
Which part of it is above water?
If you moved 2 actions of stride, you could get close enough to part of its body. Think classic Anaconda or any of those kind of movies. There's parts of this snake that are curling up out of the water as it's moving around. So you could take 2 stride actions to get close enough to make an attack action on it.
Can I see its mouth? Is the mouth open or is it underwater still?
It's currently above the water, 100 feet away with the little girl that just got swallowed.
Okay. Vornush'ka is taking her knife as it is inverted, and the intention is to dive right into the throat of the snake.
Damn.
So that's what we're targeting. It may take a couple turns to do it, but that's where we're going.
Then if that's the case, it'll take all 3 of your stride actions to get 90 feet. As you just suddenly, with that little push from Mizya, you realize you have nothing impeding you, and you just sprint through the air. Dagger held outright, and at that speed, you would actually pass Teera. Teera, you would see Vornush'ka just flying through the air with a dagger in hand.
Yeah, straight Jason Voorhees style, upside down. We're going to
just a badass.
Going to dive right into the mouth.
Like a DC superhero, the Orc Knight.
Yes.
Awesome. It was a stretch, but
it was awesome.
That's my turn. I'm diving all in, going for the throat, going inside the mouth.
That means Teera, you are up. You are currently 40 feet away from the snake's head.
So I'm going to use one of my actions to get to it. Can I? So I can get 30 feet with a movement, right?
Yeah, you have 30 feet speed. That puts you 10 feet away from it.
So I'm going to use 2 of my actions, and I'm going to get up to it.
Okay.
And then I want to attack. And I'm going to attack, actually, with my... Can I, just stick Vornush'ka's axe in a wooden part of this, vessel as a free action? Just to kind of, hack. I don't want to use that weapon. I want to use mine.
I would allow you to, basically you're just gonna thunk it into
just to make sure it doesn't sink.
You can toss it to me too.
I think that's probably a little bit more intricate, and
That is going to be that would take an actual action to do. But yeah, you can quick just sort of
That'd be
thunk
okay.
it. Yeah.
All right. And then I will attack with my Frostbrand Greatsword. Please, here I go. Oh, that's a nat 1.
Oh, guess what?
You got a deck for that now.
That is a critical fumble deck.
Oh my god. Is the plastic still on it?
No.
That's what I really want to know. Okay.
Look, I have a index card holder that says critical hit, critical fumble, hero. That I'm organized, okay?
Very organized.
The teacher in you just beamed.
Yes, I am very proud of you.
So I'm just gonna start flipping, shuffling, whatever. You just tell me when to stop.
Wait, what are you doing with me?
Nothing with
Me.
you.
Oh, that was funny, Gary. Stop.
Okay. And that was a melee.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. So in this case, you, as you are, so you're air striding and you're not used to this. As you go charging up to this snake through the air, there's no ground with which for you to sort of do what you're used to with your sword, plant your feet.
It's like plant, yeah.
And your feet kick out from under you and you fall prone. Because of the spell, you're sort of floating on the air.
Right.
But you fall prone and sort of slam up against the body of this snake.
Ah, shit. Okay. All right. Well, that's my turn, folks. Damn.
Kane is going to... Kane reaches back, pulls out his crossbow, and is going to take a shot. That is a 29 to hit.
What a badass. Wow.
As you slide down, you just see a crossbow bolt go thunk in this thing. And Kane is going to do
Wow.
10 points of damage.
Look at this guy that we should all trust.
Kane does 10 points of damage to it. He uses one additional action to reload it and is going to take a multi-attack penalty to attempt to shoot it again. Ooh. That time he fails, as this time you see a crossbow bolt just sail past. And those of you near Kane just hear him with a grunt of the snake is actually going to use one of its actions to swallow the child.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
As you see the hand in the child just and her screams are muffled. It's going to use its next action. Well, that's technically an attack, so it will have the multi-attack fail. As the snake's body comes up out of the water near you, Teera, it is going to attempt to grab you.
Oh, shit.
Just trying to make sure I'm reading this right.
It's like Anaconda.
Are small creatures grabbed or restrained? Oh, no. Sorry, it can't do that. That
Really?
has a requirement. Instead, it's going to try to bite you. Which is -5 for the multi-attack. So that's a 3. What's your AC? 25?
25.
These jaws snap down at you, literally right above your face. This thing's head is almost as big as you are, or probably bigger than you. And Flip, it is now your turn.
Oh, God. Whew, 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 whew.
All right.
And Marda, you're on deck.
Great.
Or sorry, actually, let me bring that back a second. Flip and Marda, you have the same initiative, so the two of you can decide who goes first or second.
Oh, please,
Yep.
Marta, after you. Go ahead. It's age before beauty.
Okay. I'm trying to look at what I can do. How close can Marta get to everyone else? Like Vornush'ka and Teera and the snake.
It's 100 feet away. It'll take you one stride action for each 30 feet of movement. Unless you have
And that would be-
abilities.
They'll be in the water? No.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it would actually be even slower because you would, if you were moving through the water, because it's difficult terrain.
Yeah.
See how difficult terrain works, and I think it works the same.
Okay. Well, yeah, most of Marta's spells are like 30 feet, so she's going to just start trying to get as close as she can without going too far into the water.
It's possible. If you look at that map I dropped in Discord, there's a white dotted line. If you stay to the right of that dotted line, you won't be in the difficult terrain. You're basically in like ankle or knee deep water. And you could skirt yourself. You could move at normal speed to get yourself closer that way.
Okay, that's what she's gonna do.
Just want to double check. So that would still allow you. I mean, in that way, you could get you'd be a little further to the east of them by about, I'd say 20 feet. We'll call it 30 feet because it'd be diagonal, because you can only move 90 if you use all your actions to get up there.
Okay.
So that would put you, if you use all three actions, that would put you within, that'd be even closer, actually. That'd put you within the 30 feet range you need.
Perfect. That's what she's gonna do. She's gonna move.
Excellent. Flip.
Okay. How far away from me is Marta now?
90 feet.
Of course, Marta's 90 feet away from me. That's great. Great. Mother trucker. Okay. Flip is going to reach into his pack. He's going to sort of pull out a spoon. He's going to eye it like as if his entire body was focused on it, and he's going to say there is no spoon.
Cool.
And he is going to cast Spiritual Weapon beside this creature. And he is going to... Can I do that? Oh, yes, I can. Perfect. He is going to cast Spiritual Weapon, and a spectral frying pan appears beside the snake, and he is going to attack.
Amazing.
All right.
That's awesome, bro.
Does a 26 hit?
Whew.
A 26 does hit.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how much damage it actually does. Oh, 2d8. And it's been auto heightened. Okay, so it's 2d8. Okay, sorry. Just roll this thing twice. 9. So it takes 13 points of force damage. And as the spiritual frying pan knocks into the creature, Flip is going to say, "Ring the bell of justice, villain!"
All right.
Incredible.
That takes us to the top. The order. Nope, that's... I would like everyone to make me a perception perception check, please.
Damn. 29.
16.
7.
23.
Did any... So I think 29 was the highest that I heard.
That's mine. Yep.
Okay.
Tell me I don't see another fucking kid get gobbled up.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Oh, come on.
Yes, you would.
It's no fun.
No. There is a sudden surge of water that comes around the building as more floodwaters come forward. Water rushes up against you. You're partially blocked by the snake as water cascades around it. You hear the children scream and the woman on the boat scream. But this water does not appear to be a surge necessarily from the floodwaters itself. Just trying to understand how this thing works. Okay. Creature traveling on the water and land. Once the creature is in reach, the monster makes a strike. You are... What? Do you know if you are flat-footed against a strike, what does that mean? Does that lower your AC by 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're flat-footed, I believe it lowers your AC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does prone do anything to... Do you know? I'm just learning conditions, and now I'm introducing even more conditions. Like, you have a -2 circumstance bonus or penalty to attack rolls.
Prone makes you flat-footed.
But you're already
Which then
flat-footed.
takes away.
Yeah.
You can't be double flat-footed. Okay, that's all I need to know. So you are flat-footed, Teera, as you are hit with an aquatic ambush by another creature.
Shit.
And I'm just checking to see, is it only... No, because none of you detected it. So, Vornush'ka, you would also be subject to this because you're within 10 feet of the creature. As tentacles come flying out of the water and surging towards you. So both of you are... And because of the nature of this attack, the multi-attack penalty does not affect each of the tentacle attacks. But if it used this feature again, it would. So each of you are going to get a tentacle attacking you. Teera, that's a 30.
That hits.
And Vornush'ka, that is a 34 to hit.
Totally misses. Actually, it hits.
So each of you are going to take... Should have grabbed more D8s. 1,
More D8s.
2.
What do you mean more D8s?
3. That's
nuts? What's going on here?
16.
Stop.
30
That's what
points of bludgeoning damage.
Oof.
And
Jesus.
each of you are grabbed by the tentacle.
Okay.
As you see these, that's all you see is these tentacles come surging out of the water. Let me just double check something. Yeah. And you can see that they have a reach of 15 feet. And Flip and Marda, not Flip and Marda, you see these tentacles rise up and grab both Teera and Vornush'ka from out of the water.
Yeah.
Vornush'ka, it is your turn. You are grabbed, which I believe you need to make a flat DC 5 check to attempt any of your actions.
I think I have some stuff that makes me like is flat-footed stuff that blocks it, but Haziel was like getting me a error, so I'll just roll D. What do you need me to roll?
Well, it depends on what you're going to do.
It's wrapped me. Does it have me wrapped around my ankles, my upper torso,
It's basically grabbed you around your waist.
around my waist? Are my arms free?
Yes.
I have my dagger, so as one would, I'm going to stab into this tentacle with my dagger.
Okay,
Nice.
you need to first make a DC 5 flat check.
I don't have a decent dice, I don't believe.
That's a D20.
D20. Okay, never mind.
The DC, you're just trying to beat a 5 on your D20.
Oh. Can I re-roll that 4?
You can spend a hero point to re-roll
I
that
will.
4.
I will spend the hero point. Do what you gotta do. All right, that's a 12 on the second re-roll.
Okay, so you can use your attack action.
All right, I'm going to slice across these tentacles with my dagger, or stab into them however I can to break free. A child has been eaten, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what was your attack?
Stabbing into the tentacle.
Oh, sorry, I thought you rolled it already.
No, I'm about to roll right now. Wow. I'm pretty sure 2 plus whatever modifier I have isn't going to work.
It was a 15, so it's a 17.
Okay. Yeah, 17.
17 total?
Yeah.
Yeah. This thing has a thick rubbery hide that you're struggling to penetrate. That's one action.
Can I summon my axe with my hand like God of War? Does that work, or does it not respond to me anymore?
You hold your hand out, and the axe doesn't even so much as budge.
Fine. Does that count as an action?
No.
Okay. Then I shall stab upon this tentacle thing with.
All right, that'll be at a -5 penalty.
Yes. 10, which is 5, 17.
It'll be 20 total. Again, jamming your dagger in, it's failing to penetrate into the tough hide of this, whatever this creature is.
Vornush'ka yells, "Fuck!" And then beep for the rest of it. Did I get another one? Like a strike?
I mean, you have a third action. It would
Well,
be a
then,
-10 to hit. The best you can roll is, just roll.
Yeah, let's go. 13, so that's a 3, which is automatically. That's an 8.
Yeah, plus 15 is 18. You just see Vornush'ka wrapped up in this thing, kind of still in flight mode, but pulled against this tentacle and just going, "Frah, frah." It's like Drax in the opening of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, except nothing is happening as you're trying to stab into this tentacle wrapped around your waist. It's just your dagger is bouncing off of it. Teera.
Okay. I want to attack this one that has me.
All right, DC 5 flat check.
So what do I add to that?
Nothing. It's a flat check.
Okay. I didn't get it. I'm gonna use my hero point. No, my hero point, the one that I get at the beginning of every session.
You don't
Sorry.
get those anymore. I said that
Oh,
at
we
the
don't.
beginning. Because
Oh,
you
I
have
forgot.
a whole pool of them, you don't get hero points
Oh,
at the start. You have to spend
Never mind.
hero points. So are you spending it or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's an 8, so I break free question mark or do something.
So sorry, you did get it?
I did get it.
That just means you're able to act.
Okay.
Whenever
I
you're
apologize.
grabbed or grappled by something, you have to make a DC 5 check to cast a spell or manipulate
Sure.
an object.
Sure. Okay, I'm gonna attack it with my Frostbrand Greatsword. Here we go.
All right.
That's a 30 to hit.
You bring your sword up and slam down on this thing. You also find your sword slamming into the rubbery flesh of this
Mm-hmm.
and not be able to penetrate the hide.
Wow. So no damage roll.
No damage.
I mean, I guess I try again.
Did you say 30 was a miss?
I did. Also, because you're technically prone still, that would be at a -2 because you're flat-footed.
Okay. That's another 30, which is a miss.
Same thing. Teera is.
That's 28, which is a miss. Damn, that's tough. Yeah, I'm just trying to hit and nothing's happening. My turn's done.
Okay, so with that, Kane begins running sort of in the same direction that Marda went. And Kane is going to take a shot and miss wildly with... Yeah. Completely misses. He's going to use an action called Running Reload, which allows him to reload while running. So he's going to move another 30 feet and reload, which puts him just 40 feet away from you. And he just says, "I'm coming, Teera!" The snake is going to attempt even Teera, odd Vornush'ka. That's an even Teera. The snake is going to attempt to bite you. That is going to be a total of 39. As you feel while you're wrapped up in these tentacles, the snake just takes an opportunity, bites down at you, and does 5, 15, 22 points of piercing. It is also grabbing hold of you. It's holding its bite. It is going to attempt something first. Let me see. Ooh, let's just see. I critically failed with the snake.
Oh boy.
Fair is fair. I'm going to randomly draw a card. Let's see. That would be... So in this case, it's considered off balance. Wait. Nope, that is the fumble die. It's off balance, so it is basically has a -2 circumstance penalty until the end of its next turn. It can't do that. Flip and Marda.
So Marda's now 30 feet. How are the two of you, Vornush'ka and Teera, looking?
If I had to put a number on it, I would say that Teera is looking a solid 78 out of 136 healthy.
Okay.
Vornush'ka is looking frustrated and close to going full ape mode on this full object.
But like bleeding?
Oh.
Is she?
No,
I'm
no,
bleeding.
no. I'm
Bleeding a lot.
Okay,
No,
cool.
I'm suffocating.
So, all right. You see Marda standing at the edge here, probably thigh height water because she's small. And all of a sudden from Marda, you see the same like root system begin to crawl across the ground under the water, and it reaches upwards, like spirals up to wherever the to Teera, and wraps around your leg, and you feel the similar, like that burning sense as it wraps around you, but you are and as it does so, it's going to also see Vornush'ka. You also see it kind of wrap wherever you are, and both of you are going to heal. So Vornush'ka is going to heal 10.
Nice.
And Teera is going to heal 17.
Damn. Thank you.
However, so I've cast 2 spells, Healer's Blessing and Life Link.
Uh-huh.
So when either Vornush'ka or Teera, the first time each round they take damage, I take 5 of that, and they do not take
We
that.
do not
Yeah,
take
ouch.
that. Nice. Wow.
Okay.
And however, as this happens, you see that Marda is almost like doesn't even notice that this is happening. Almost, you can see the concern for her friends who are being beaten up by the snake, but you see the similar like that sigil that was growing on the neck. You see that because Marda is going to take 2 points of her oracular curse by doing this, which is not good.
Oh God. What is happening?
As you do that, I imagine some of this roots and vines and stuff that strike and heal sort of reach out a bit to the tentacle that's also grabbing onto each of them. And while it doesn't actually do anything to them physically in terms of damage or anything like that, you watch as the snake, which was trying to pull Teera away from the tentacle, suddenly rears back, and you see behind the snake as the creature that the tentacles belong to rises up out of the deeper part of the water, as you see a stalk with 3 eyeballs on it, a large frog-like mouth rising up, tentacles, 2 of them writhing and whipping through the air, 2 more that are reaching forward, grabbing hold of Vornush'ka and Teera, as you see a massive froghemoth rise up out of the water, its tongue lashing through the air. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. Next week, it will be Flip's turn in the initiative order. I'm going to make...
Holy cow.
This is definitely an exercise in a deliberate trial by fire as I'm learning Pathfinder combat, as well as power levels of creatures and PCs and stuff. I definitely greatly appreciate everybody's patience, both in terms of the players and all of you that are watching with us as we learn this new system. There's a lot to grab hold of. On top of the technical difficulties I've had. We're going to rush out of here a little bit because some of us have to, we have a little bit of a hard out. But I just want to remind you to come back on Thursday for some kids on bikes. We're going to attempt to raid our friend Tildaloo. Last week they raided us, or were about to raid us as we raided them. But I want to thank everybody who tuned in. Thank you for the raids from Paradise. And also it looks like Fruit Newt raided us with a few viewers and followed the channel. So thank you to the Fruit Newt raiders. Yeah, thank you to everybody who tuned in with us tonight. Sorry, I'm multitasking here as I set up the raid to head on over to Tildaloo. Of course, as always, a huge thank you to these amazing players who are going along for this wild ride as we've taken a major change in the Pathfinder and our first big combat of this system new for all of us. So with that, thank you to Gary, Cari, M, Ricky, and though he wasn't here with us, he was with us in spirit. Dwight, without whom this would have just been me talking to myself for a couple of hours. With that, we're going to go ahead and end this stream the same way we end every stream. And you can say it with me if you want. Metadata.